Ratios and proportions will help us compare two quantities. A ratio is a multiplicative comparison between two quantities. For example, for every 3 girls, there is 1 boy. So we can look at this ratio as the number of girls to the number of boys, which is often written as 3 to 1 or 3:1. We can look at this in a table where we have 1 boy for 3 girls. If we multiply this by 2 to get to 2 boys, then we multiply the number of girls by 2 to get to 6 girls. We can keep multiplying these. For example, if we know we have 10 boys, then we multiply the 2 to 6 ratio by 5 to get to 10 to 30. Or we can look at this as n, number of boys, to 3n, the number of girls. Proportions just show mathematical statements that two ratios are equivalent. Again, for every 1 male, there are 3 females, so 1 to 3 is the same as 3 to 9, which is the same as 10 to 30. Proportions can be solved using cross multiplication. What that means is I have my two proportions, A over B, equal to my proportion of C over D. I can cross multiply, meaning multiply the numerator A by the denominator D, getting AD, by the numerator of C times the denominator of B, equaling BC. So this is also a proportional problem. Now let's solve some proportional problems. The ratio of the number of right-handed students to the number of left-handed students in Ms. Koziak's class is 3 to 1. So I'm going to write that as right-handed to left-handed is 3 to 1. If there are 27 right-handed students, then how many total students are in Ms. Koziak's class? Well, if we know then that there are 27 right-handed students, the question is first, how many left-handed students do we have? Well, looking at this ratio of 3 to 1, I could write that as 3 to 1 equals 27 to the number of left-handed students. I could use cross multiplication. 3 times L gives me 3L equals 1 times 27 or 27. Dividing both sides by 3 then, I recognize that the number of left-handed students is 9. I could also use my table I started here, realizing 3 to 1 in order to move from my initial ratio of 3 to 1, I'd have to multiply by 9 to get to 27, so 1 would need to be multiplied to 9 to get to 9 left-handed students. The question asks, though, how many total students are in Ms. Koziak's class? So that means we would take our 27 right-handed students plus our 9 left-handed students to get 36 total students in the class. Another question says the ratio of the number of girls to the number of boys in Ms. Lee's class is 3 to 2. We can look at that then as girls to boys is 3 to 2. If there are a total of 60 students in Ms. Lee's class, how many girls are in her class? This gives us something different to look at. We know the ratio of girls to boys is 3 to 2. That means then that the ratio of girls to the total number of students is 3 to 5. And the way I found that 5 is I said if there were 3 girl students for every 2 boy students, that would mean that we have 5 total students, 3 girls for every 5 total students. So we are going to take this 3 to 5 ratio of girls to students, And we know that there are 60 total students, but we don't know then how many girls are in Ms. Lee's class. Now we have set up our proportional statement where we can cross multiply, getting 3 times 60 equals 5 times G, or our number of girls. Solving this by dividing by 5 on both sides, I would see that the number of girls is 36.